I think they're looking at jail, the Democrat leadership. They're not looking at just losing an election. And I think they know that. Because once you say, Trump, we're going to put you in actual jail, and we're trying as hard as we can to do it, the gloves are off. There's nothing to keep Trump from saying, all right, if I can find any ridiculous reason that you broke a law, we're not going to play the old rules where if it isn't a good reason, you don't pursue it, because that's not the way they play it. So in a way, I think he may have brought it on himself. His very first statement about Hillary Clinton should be in jail. I feel like when he started talking real jail, then politics changed. And they said, if you're going to talk real jail for us, we're actually going to put you in jail. And it looks like that's what's happening. So we don't really know how things really run behind the curtain. But, if you're just judging from the few things you can see, it does look like somebody else is in charge, and that somebody else has very specific ideas about who should be in charge. And if you look at the totality of the coordinated actions, it has every sign of somebody trying to cover up their own crimes. As in, whoever's really in charge doesn't want anybody investigating them either. So I feel like it's...
Scott, what do you mean? What signs? What crimes? What are you talking about?
Well, whoever would back Biden is doing it out of desperation, not because they think it's a good idea. So who acts out of desperation? If you say, well, it's the team thing, they want their team to win. But this feels way beyond that. Team win would be Gavin Newsom already running.
No, what I think they want is in 2020, they wanted a guy who could unite, because he was so kind of middle and bland, who could unite the Democrats and not offend any Democratic voters. So that Trump lost. That's what they wanted, right?
Well, that was the story, but don't you think they could have found 100 bland people to do that? I mean, bland is pretty easy to find. What they found was somebody...
he was vice president, he had name recognition.
All right, but
he'd been in the game a long time as well.
But consider the alternative explanation. He was the most connected to Obama and sort of the Hillary Clinton part of the machine. That's the part of the machine that seems to be in charge. I don't know what individuals, but it seems like that universe of people seem to be in charge. Do you think they want somebody who's not their guy to be in that office? They need their guy to be in the office because that's how they stay in charge. And it's also how they avoid any investigations into anything they may have done. So it feels like not an election to find your best guy or woman. It doesn't feel like an election that's just team. It screams two sides trying to stay out of jail. I mean, honestly, the only way I think Trump stays out of jail is by winning the election. He might literally have to pardon himself, which I'd be fine with. And I think Biden might have to pardon himself and Hunter, or at least Hunter, before he leaves. So to me, the entire thing looks like Joe may be trying to hold on to keep Hunter out of jail, to maintain his pardonability, but without pardoning him too soon, because then it affects the election, right? So if Joe, this is pure speculation, I can't read minds, but if you put me in his situation, if you say, all right, you're Joe Biden, what do you do? The first thing I do is make sure I get to the second election, get elected, and then I can pardon anybody I want because I'm not running for election then. So he might be limping to the finish line just to make sure Hunter doesn't go to jail. Now that might be everything we're seeing. Like it might explain all observations of father trying to keep his son out of jail, because that's going to trump everything, no pun intended. That's going to be bigger than money. It's going to be bigger than winning. It's going to be bigger than team. It's going to be bigger than everything. So, and is there any way to keep Hunter out of trouble unless Biden's in office? I don't see the second way, because I think he would be instantly unprotected if Biden left office.